Testing 1, 2, 3. That's not loud enough, is it? Loud enough? Okay. Can you hear me, Dave? Thank you.
You got it. Your world, I'm just living in it.
Are we ready, Adam? Yeah. Good evening, everybody. Thanks for coming tonight. Let's do the Pledge of Allegiance. I guess I'll do a roll call. Libby, are you here?
Oh, I'm here.
Brian?
Here.
Tanya here? Fritz?
Here.
Vanessa? We do have a quorum. Okay, I need a motion to approve the meeting agenda or change any changes to the agenda.
Adam, are we changing the agenda? Are we taking off B of old business?
That's correct.
Yeah, just make a motion.
For the
with
record, they
change.
withdrew their application.
I'll make a motion to change the meeting agenda tonight to drop section B of old business.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. And now we need a motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the previous meeting agenda.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. New business. Michelle Davis of Krohn and Associates is here to discuss the RDC's annual report.
Hi, yes, I'm on Zoom. And this is a new requirement this year that we have to present this to the council. It's basically the year prior's activities from the RDC. And so do you guys all have the copy in front of you, the report? If not, I can share my screen with it as well.
I think so. We don't have it.
No, we don't have it.
Okay, I will share my screen with you if that helps. Oh, it does. The host prohibits me from sharing, but I can do like a quick summary of it. There's really not much, there's not a lot of detail in it, but so it requires us to report the cash flows of the RDC and just talk about basically where the money went and how much money they got in. So in 23, they got 1.4 million in tax revenues. That's about 280,000 more than what they got in the year prior. And what they spent out some money in capital outlays and money on the Broadway project and for the facade grants on, I believe, like Main Street. And that totaled about 896,000. So their beginning cash balance for the year started around 2.5 and they ended around a little over 3 million. If you have any questions about that, I'm happy to answer as much as I can. Otherwise, I will move on to, there's a debt schedule or a debt requirement. We just have to report how much debt they have. In 22, they paid off a ban and issued new bonds in 23 for the Ridgeview West project. And that is a developer-backed bond. They have not started receiving increment on that and probably won't until until 2026. So right now they just have capitalized interest to pay, which is coming out of the bond proceeds. And as well as that, there's a parcel report that we have to upload to Gateway. It just tells you how much in total AV these parcels had for 22 pay 23, which is around 140 million. Their base is about 44 million, and then their incremental AV is about 51 million off that. So that is really it. I'm happy to, I'm sure Adam or Missy will send you guys the report, but you guys don't really you don't have to make a formal approval on it. We just have to present it to you. And I'm available for any questions, or if you can think of any that you want to ask me later, Adam and Missy have my contact information.
Any questions? Got it. We're good. Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna jump off, but again, if you guys have any questions later, feel free to reach out.
Thanks for coming.
All right, thank you.
Okay, next up we have INDOT and milestone updates. Steve Linway.
Steve Illinois with INDOT. Here's some updates from the State Road 67 email that we got two email inquiries, one on the 11th and one on the 28th of March. And I think I answered both of them. Fred, you had the question about the hole in front of Berkshire Hathaway. That's been resolved. We fixed that. And the second one was when your driveway was going to be done. We're going to do that after the lunar eclipse. I want to make sure, because you've got a party going on. We don't want to disturb that over there. So weather permitting, they'll start after that time. And as far as the pole move on Duke, that's up to them. I can't control when they're going to move that. So, but as soon as I get information, I'll share that with you on the side. So.
I think Joe's checking in on what.
Okay. Yeah, when Bryn came out and talked to us, she didn't have an exact date when she was going to move it. She thought maybe later in the project, but if they have free time, they may probably get in there and take care of it for you. So, okay. Update on the actual project itself. We had 2 speed buggies installed. It kind of does a radar. So kind of help slow down some people. There's one here at South Garden. The other one is up here right now by the library. I'd like to get it closer. So Milestone's going to see about getting a trailer, and we're going to put it in the cut down by the car wash, because people coming off 13 aren't going to really realize that. And hopefully that'll help slow down some of the speeders that are coming through on the side. So bring the attention out there on the side. So what they're at Main Street right now with the water line. The fire hydrant was installed today. They're done with the valves. Joe, Brian and I and Scott actually walked through that process. We had a problem. We had to run out in the road, but we've got cable, we've got current water line and other things that are in there, bases that are coming up. So we're going to try to work around that to keep it off the road for Joe. As we talked. Joe, do you have any questions since as well? So I think once they get through that, there's an existing post from the old signal that's in there, but there's a new one that goes in and it's 36 inches and it goes down 18 feet. So the new Aston, it sets it up. So it's like running the border in there. So we're going to try to work around that. So we're not touching the cable. And I think Joe said at that point, when they get close to the water line, you guys will turn it off, right?
Yep, if it's,
Okay. Is that something you have to notify the public, let them know that the water's shut or?
we'll have nobody shut off with that.
Okay, well, good. And then I believe it'll be turned back on once they're through that and they get the structure back, go back in.
If it's not damaged when they go through, yeah.
Right, so that's the goal right now. The storm sewer is installed all the way up past Poplar. And then they worked on the subgrade treatment. So they've dug all the way down, they're putting stone in, and as it passes, there's 2 tests we have to do on the dirt to make sure it can accept the stone. And then once the stone comes in, it goes in lifts. We'll run the LWD on it. Once they pass, we'll continue to build that up on the side. So the goal is to work directly behind the other crews. So we continue to go the process all the way down through there. So that's all I have for updates. I think Grant should be on. We'll give you the schedule updates.
Are you there, Grant?
Yes. So we are continuing with the water line right now. Our crews anticipate having that done here soon. And then we're continuing with storm. Like Steve said, we're at Oak Street. So our crews are going to continue to work on the storm pipe. And we're also working on removal as well as subgrade treatment. Once the water line is done, the crew that is working on the water line is going to go start finishing up the Mount Vernon Trail project. So we hope to be out there working on that here soon. And that's all I've got. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Yeah. Okay, next up, we have Mount Vernon Optimist Club for Ball Day.
Goodness. So I'm Jamie Marvin. I'm the president of the Mount Vernon Optimist Club this year, and we would like to get permission to continue or to start planning on our Ball Day parade celebration, which would be June 1st. Because we always typically have done it in the past on the first Saturday in June. So with that, there's going to be some questions. If we can have the parade, we'll need help with figuring out the parade route, if we're going to do the same route as the last couple of years that we've done. I don't know if those of us that have here have had much, well, I know we've not done it ourselves personally, so we'll need help with road closures or anything with that. And like, who do we need to contact for support with that? And I know we get Boy Scouts who help with road closures and things like that too. And we really want to involve the town more as much as possible. Like, can we get possibly local businesses to do concessions? And I think we had Libby's ice cream cart last year came around and everybody loved that. So we would love to include more of our local businesses more this year. And then talk about field use too. So that's our questions about Ball Day.
So you have games planned you're going to plan games for that day.
We haven't planned anything yet.
Okay.
So first, we just want to make sure we can have Ball Day have our parade and everything, because I know the construction affects everything.
And it probably will affect that,
Yeah.
but I mean, I don't know. Patrick's probably the good one to ask for.
We can make it work for a parade route. I know since I've been here, it's kind of been in the history of Fortville to
Yeah.
have that. So we can figure it out. It may not go down all the main roads that it has in the past, just so we can get through and get traffic moving the way we need it to, but I'd be happy to sit down and go over whatever you guys need to try to make that work.
Should we have them do the special event? Would that be a good way
Yeah,
to do that?
Yeah, it'd be good to know
Yeah.
what all is included.
Yeah,
Website.
right. If you do that, then you can put in some of the things too that you're looking to, that you need. You guys started from Landmark Park last year, did you?
Yeah.
It is, okay. Well, that's good. That's probably the best place to start.
Gone through more of the neighborhoods.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Routes great. That's gonna be different because of the different side on this. Whatever. Yeah.
Patrick, you can look at that. Yeah. We'll come up with something, but if you want to do the event request and get that in, and then we'll look it together, and then we'll see what Heath has. Do you have anything planned yet? Do you know for June, or you want to check?
You know, what we're going to look like, you guys come up with it, we'll see if it works.
Okay.
Same thing with that type of thing. We won't have anybody in the town build this out there, case will be out for you. Then we drop off, and you guys will be the volunteers that will barricades out, and we'll do them when you're done. The break route has been used, after some COVID. And then last year. How we like as far as that's concerned. Is that where you think you're gonna be barricaded? What that route is, see if the barricades
Did you guys have any other questions? Did I get everything?
You do have fields available for use that day. So our fields and council will have to approve field use of the fee for you guys. There are no fees out there that day, most of our traffic right now. Okay. Now let's. So, yeah. Better. That have an idea of who you present customer, have an idea of what your expectation is for that game and that as well.
And we can figure out what the field use is and approve that for whatever you need.
All right, okay, I think that's everything.
Last time we used the concession stand, we don't stop.
Sure. Sure, that's good. Sure. Yeah, I recommend you do that. Yeah.
Where do you recommend we do?
Pretty much.
Like food truck type things?
Oil on this. Those just. Don't have. Out there. As far as wrapping. Often the game guys are gonna drop. By hand.
Yeah. Mhm.
Everything's open. That's getting water. That's water. And the other stuff. If you got to be in the hand.
Okay. We can do that.
Just give us the details so we can help you make it successful.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
We will do that. We'll get that turned in.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Okay, next up, we have council to consider adopting resolution number 2024. What is it? 3?
Is today the first one for this resolution? Yeah, this would be 4A. 4A. Yeah.
4A. 2024 4A, approving the Plan Commission order, declaratory resolution and amendment to plan for 124 East Staat Street. Adam, you want to?
Good evening. For the record, I'm Adam Zaklakowski, the Planning and Building Director for the town. So this particular item is related to the town's purchase of 124 East Stat, which is the Hughes Funeral Home. And in order to use RDC funds, the purchase of that, essentially the original declaratory resolution that created the economic development area for the town needed to be amended. And so it was already it's been approved by the Redevelopment Commission. It's also been approved by the Plan Commission. And so all of this is simply a function of what's required under state law in order to use those funds for that particular acquisition. So beyond that, if you have any questions, I'd be happy to address those. Thank you.
Looking for a motion, sir.
We'll make a motion to approve resolution number 2024-4A, approving the planning commission order declaratory resolution and amendment to plan for 124 East Staat Street.
A second. All in favor?
Aye.
And I think we need to sign this. Okay, next up is old business. Council to consider second reading of ordinance 2024-3A, a revision of the town of Fortville Stormwater Management Ordinance. I guess, Joe, that'll be you.
Actually, I think Adam's been working on this with Andrew.
I
He's
have,
online.
Andrew's on the line, but I don't know that we can hear him very well.
Good evening, I'm here.
There we go. Go ahead, Andrew.
Yes, we are proposing a revision to the Fortville Stormwater Ordinance based on the new MS4 permit that Fortville is under. This ordinance will align with the permit requirements of the town's new stormwater permit in addition to the statewide construction site general permit. Some items to highlight here include new permitting for the town for projects and development for stormwater standards, as well as new structure to consider investigations for illicit discharges, construction site, and post-construction site structures for stormwater management.
Anybody have any questions?
Good with everything?
Okay,
Good.
I'm looking for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve second reading of ordinance 2024-3A. A revision of the town of Fortville Stormwater Management Ordinance.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Okay, so next we go to department reports. Joe?
Yeah, now you're on me, okay? Again, this is one of the first things I've got to bring up is the supplemental contract amendment for VS. This is for the Trails project that goes from Garden Street out to the school. I hated to bring this to you last minute. We were discussing this a little bit on Friday, and I need to get this approved and resubmitted to INDOT in order to be able to get these funds. This contract is pretty much a not to exceed for the engineering phase of the project, the trails. INDOT had broken these down, and actually the MPO probably did as well, broke it down into 4 different DES numbers. So each time that we were awarded funding from the MPO, they had to be designated for each DES number with a PO. So what has happened is I've had money left over from some of the other projects that are finished up, but I couldn't use those funds to cover a shortfall on the section of the Fortville Pike Trails that we're working on. So there's the engineer is estimating about 55,000 to finish this up. The MPO is awarding us 80% of that, which is 44,000. So it's $11,000 for the 20% that the town would be covering on that. And that's a not to exceed whether we use it or not. And to be clear, part of this was awarded from the MPO prior, but once the project went to bid and they awarded it, INDOT closed all of our POs. So there's no funding left. So part of that funding we already had approved and have the money set aside for that is still there. So the funding is still there. It's just pretty much I have to have the contract amendment done and get all the paperwork processed through the MPO and through INDOT to be able to get them to write a PO for this by the end of this month or that's when their fiscal year stuff stops, and then those funds will be lost. So that's the reason why I'm bringing it to the last minute, because I figure if I wait till the next meeting, we're probably not gonna get it done in time. Makes sense?
Yes.
Okay, clear.
so.
So do we need to make a motion then to approve the amendment?
Yeah, and then if I can get you to sign it.
Yeah, I got it
Start
right.
processing this tomorrow.
I'll make a motion to approve contract amendment number 4, not to exceed $11,000.
Well,
Or
the
what-
contract amendment is the
The
55.
55, I'll make a motion to approve contract amendment number 4, $55,000 for the trail project.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Okay, so next thing, just since we did pass a resolution for 124 East Staat Street, I'll let you know that the town does possess that property now. So we took possession at closing. We put up the signs that says public parking on the lot again. I still need to reach out with the insurance and let them know that that is now under the town's control. We've had utilities switched over to the town. Right now, the water and sewer is disconnected. Power is the only thing that's left on at this time. And then we'll see which way that goes between with the council and the RDC on the next steps. Unfortunately, and I've already let the council know, this will be the last week for 2 of our employees that have resigned to go on to bigger and better things. Chris Hunter and Noah Nicholas. Really hate to lose those folks. They're really good employees, and I'm not surprised that they went, somebody else snatched them up. So we are advertising for those positions and trying to get those filled as quick as we can. I feel like we were already down probably 4 guys in that department anyway, and now being down a couple more is not gonna help. Heath is done gone. I wanted to commend him for his work with the Tree City stuff. We did get the award for the Tree City for 2023. This is our 19th year in a row. And I believe he will have the proclamation for you at the next meeting. He's planning on the Arbor Day event for April 26th. And that's when they will be handing out the trees and the saplings. Okay, and then on top of that, we'll see next week. Of course, Monday is going to be the eclipse, and we'll all be here and ready to do whatever we need to do. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, there will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of us will be continued education for our water distribution certification, and some are doing sewer and continued education as well. So we'll be a little short staffed next week. So hopefully there won't be a lot going on here. And then the end of the month, April 24th and 26th, I plan on going to the Indiana Municipal Managers Association Conference. And it'll be in Yorktown. So those are a couple of times that I'll be out this month. Other than that, that's all I have unless you have something for me.
Got anything? Adam?
Nothing for me unless you have any questions on anything. All right.
Keith is now gone. Patrick?
I have a few things. I'll have your first quarter report finished up next meeting. Officer Walker is leaving. He put in his notice. He's let me know throughout the whole process that he was applying for IMPD. He's just looking for a more advancement and a little more money. So his last day will be April 13th. We had our first stage of our hiring process for the July 1st hire, and then to backfill his position this past weekend on Saturday, we did our written test and our PT test. So we have some applicants going through, and then I think we're going to do our first round of interviews this week and then progress as we go and cut them as we need to. So I want to update you on that. I want to give the public and everybody an eclipse update. It's a big thing. There's going to be a lot going on. There's going to be delayed response times for fire and PD. So obviously we're going to do what we always do. We prioritize our calls and emergent calls will be prioritized first, and they are declared as loss of life, severe injury accidents, active major crimes in progress. And then our other main concern is going to be our main ingress and egress routes for public safety, which is State Road 13, State Road 67, Southeastern Parkway, and Fortville Pike. I have a wrecker on Garner's on standby. If people decide they're going to park in the middle of one of those roads, their cars will be towed. So tell all your friends, family, and neighbors, do not park on those roads because they will be towed. Road rage incidents due to the traffic, there's obviously escalation in those, and then any felonies in progress. Non-emergent calls that will not take priority over any public safety are trespassing on private property, any public urination, minor thefts, unauthorized food or merchandise vendors, parking complaints that don't impede traffic, and minor traffic violations. We're going to have most of our staff here that day, coming in at 9 a.m. Everyone's on call through the weekend, just in case something were to happen or it gets too busy. But I want the public to know that your cell service may be slow, or you may not get cell service. Jammed up. Everybody's going to be on their phone and try to live stream and record and do everything with the eclipse. So if you can't get through, keep trying, especially during 1:50 to 4:20 p.m. That's when the eclipse starts and ends. I know everybody says, oh, it's only 4 minutes. Well, you have the whole hour and whatever before, an hour and whatever after that. So your cell service is going to be slow. State Road 67 is the bypass for I-70 and I-69. So if major accidents or they get backed up one way or the other, north or south of us, they're coming to us. So we have to plan for that. I've met with Chief Elder and Chief Casey with McCordsville, and we've gone over and made an incident action plan for Vernon Township. It's not a published plan, but it is on file with Department of Homeland Security. In case anybody has questions, they can contact them. And then other than that, we are going to put out for the next, I don't know, probably week, the in.gov/Department of Homeland Security Solar Eclipse -24 2024 travel tips, and then totality durations map, things like that. You're going to start seeing in the county, there's roads that say 69, I-70 on all the corners.
Yeah.
That way, when people come out here and they're lost, they can at least know which way they need to go to find a highway.
I was wondering what those were.
I saw those too, yeah.
Yep. So we're gonna probably put a couple of those in some of the key areas in our town. And that way people know if they're in the area, they at least know how to get out of the area, which is my hopes and dreams.
Mhm.
But please be flexible with everything. It's gonna be a tough day for everybody, probably a tough weekend for fire and PD personnel. Just with the amount of people and the amount of calls that we're gonna end up taking. They're expecting Indy 500 crowds all over the path of the totality, so. Hopefully it's not like the snake pit back in the 80s. We'll be okay. But just want to put that out there. We will share that on our Facebook page and get it out on the town's webpage. So the links that everybody can kind of look and make travel plans. And they have tips of what to expect and what you should probably do if you live in the area to prepare for it. So. That's all I have, unless you have something for me.
Anything? Thanks, Patrick.
Thanks, Patrick.
Missy is not here. You have anything for us? No? Okay. Any public comments? No? Okay. Council comments?
Nope. I have nothing.
Well, everybody's quiet.
Nothing for me.
I hope we all survive the solar eclipse. That's all I got to
Put your
say.
tinfoil hat on.
Fritz? Okay, we need a motion to approve and sign vouchers.
I'll make a motion to approve and sign vouchers.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And I'll make a motion to adjourn at 7:04.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. You guys need to sign this stuff here.
We're gonna pee out.
Hang on, Fritz.